Hello there, it's the Archivist from TradingCardArchives.com, and I'm here today to take a travels to the past with you, and we're going to look at some Wuxia card sets. So these are traditional Chinese martial arts novels, really. That's kind of how this genre started. And in that genre, Jin Yong, the author we'll be looking at today, is kind of the titan. He's kind of the I don't know if he's really the most famous, but probably pretty close to the most famous or one of the most famous Wuxia authors ever. I've actually read a little bit of this. I've read the Condor Heroes now, so there's a pretty good translation of that. I can link it in the description, and I've actually read it. It's a pretty good book. Like it's a lot of fun to read, even translated into English. I enjoyed it quite a lot, and I mean, there's some crazy stuff in there. Like the one I'm going to talk about for sure is the old man who rides the shark, which sounds just as cool as it is. It is that cool. They literally are like on a boat, and then they look in the water and they see this old man just riding a shark, and that's just what he does, and it's incredible. But we also have a second set today. We have a newer set, also from Kayou. So Kayou has published I've heard all like four different ones of these, but I've only ever found two of them online. And so I have the Condor Heroes set here, which I've actually opened before, and we've looked at this box. This box is already open. So we'll open a few of those. Well, I don't know how many. Let's see. I don't know exactly how many packs I have left in here. So there's four. And it's also really interesting because this set is listed as a 19.9 yuan set. It's not quite a 20 yuan set, and I guess that's why the box is so bad. It's really not a very good box for a Kayou set, but this is an actual Kayou set. So let's see, we've got 9 packs here. So let's do 5 of these, and then we can save the other 4 maybe for a big history video or something we can do later. We'll save those. And then, like I said, over here is a brand new, well, not brand new, but I guess it's brand new to us set, also based on another Jin Yong Wuxia novel. This one, the Chinese name, I'm not even going to try to say it, but the translation we typically use is Demi-Gods and Semi-Devils. And this is sort of Jin Yong's like great epic. If you can think of like Game of Thrones, right? And how just epic that is. It goes across all these generations and all this different land masses and all island, all this kind of stuff, right? This novel, Demigods and Semi-Devils, is the same sort of thing. There's political intrigue, there's multiple factions, there's like 3 main characters who start out completely separate and then they end up having very intertwined destinies. The character we're seeing on the cover here is I think he's I can't remember if he's a monk. I think he's a monk, and he basically gets accidental martial arts powers that allows him to sort of summon and ride on this golden dragon. And so that the typical image we see for this novel is a golden dragon like this. And whenever I talk about these kinds of cards, they're basically art cards inspired by the work of the novels. But we have to understand that these novels are incredibly famous, like incredibly famous, to the point that like Condor Heroes has had, over 10 live adaptations. There's like one every decade, pretty much. Movies, television shows, anime. They've made all sorts of versions of this story. This one, Demigods and Semi-Devils, is a bit more of a complex story. So it's a little bit harder to adapt, but there still have been, I think, like 8 different live action adaptations of this story exist, right? And so that's kind of gives you an idea of how famous this is, right? There aren't many books in the Western world, maybe some of Jane Austen's work or Shakespeare, but there's not a whole lot that have been adapted that many times in the West, right? And so that kind of gives you an idea of relatively sort of how popular these really are, if you think about it at a like international and a global level, right? If you think about it only in the US, no one's heard of this. Like literally no one knows what this is. And that's kind of sad actually. That's not great, right? But if you go outside the United States, this is like a wildly popular, you can talk to anybody and they're going to know exactly what that is. They'll know the details of the story. Like it's kind of that ingrained into the psyche of some other societies, right? And so if you are in the West, you probably have seen the movie or heard of the movie Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Now, that is not a Jin Yong production. That's not based on one of his novels. It's actually based on a different, just as famous, but a different Wuxia book. But that might be the best sort of representation that we have here in the West of what this kind of genre is all about. You know, it's like swordsmen flying through the air, like literally flying right through the air, fighting up in the air like Dragon Ball characters. They've got, you know, magic powers and red and blue sparks everywhere. That kind of thing is sort of what this is all about, right? And so let's take a look at the flyer for this set. Unfortunately, I don't think you can buy this anymore. I looked pretty hard and I couldn't find anyone still selling it. When I bought it, I could only get the one, and even that was a little tricky to get. These products are just not, unfortunately, like I said, it's kind of sad, but they're just not widely sold outside of China. And so it's very, very challenging to get them actually. But I still have the flyer because I saved that. So let's go take a look at that. So it's right here. This is, like I said, a Kayou production. It's officially licensed, you know, from the estate of Jin Yong, for what it's worth. Beautiful cards again. This is going to have just amazing artwork. You have to understand that, like, if you're an artist in China, given the opportunity to draw images from these stories, that's like the opportunity of a lifetime to you, right? And so you're going to do some of your best, most inspired work working on something that you really love like that, right? I can give you another example that won't make any sense to you at all. But there, if you're from India, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a story there called Rama 3000. And I'm going to laugh a little bit because I'm sure all of the people in India are just cheering right now. But this, you've probably never heard of that if you're not in India. And that's, again, that's kind of sad, to be honest, right? I'm sorry for you because this is like one of the coolest works that's ever occurred. I've read it as the comic book, but I know it also exists as movies and books and stories. And it's actually a very old Hindu myth on its own. But Rama 3000 is the kind of story where if you're an artist in India and you have a chance to work on like a comic book or a movie or a TV show based on that work, you are going to do the best work of your life because in your mind, like that is that is like one of the coolest stories, and it honestly is one of the coolest stories. If you know the story, it's very cool. I mentioned that because we should have a Rama 3000 trading card set. Like, please, let's make one. That would be amazing, like so amazing. There was a time maybe 5 or 6 years ago where I considered making a video game based on it because I think that story is so cool. But sorry, we're not here to talk about Rama. We're here to talk about Demi-Gods and Semi-Devils. And let's just keep going through the flyer here. So this set will have all sorts of different rarities. There's some of these cards that sort of join together. We've got, again, a lot of the characters from the book, but also this just amazing, almost, I don't even know how to describe this, like painterly style art here. And you can see how the dragon is flowing through multiple cards. I just love it. I hope we can get one or two of those. I don't think we'll be lucky enough to get like a panel like that. It would be awesome if we could. And here you can get some idea of the magic that's involved. We've got some animals. That'll be fun. I remember in the Condor Heroes, there's a squirrel somewhere in there. But I never got a shark rider. I'm still looking for a shark rider. I'm hoping to get one. And then here's the set breakdown. I believe this box is going to have 18 packs in it. It's another 19.9, or basically a 20 yuan set. I don't know why. There must be some tax reason why they don't want to be 20 yuan and they want to be 19.9. But anyway, well, for whatever reason, or maybe it's like a 199. I don't know. Anyway, for whatever reason. But here's the odds of the various packs that are in here. And then pulling sort of the top tier cards, it's kind of showing you how rare those are, right? Up to the point that they are, you know, 327, like very rare, right? And then here's a listing of all the different rarity levels. And again, just because this set is really focused on the Chinese audience, the rarities are all in Mandarin. I unfortunately, I don't know how to translate those correctly for you. But you can kind of see, if you do put it in auto translate, you kind of get some idea of what it all means. And then here's our set. Again, this is Jin Yong. XKL is sort of the first letters of the Chinese characters that make up the name. But in English, we translate this again as Demi-Gods and Semi-Devils. But that's the set designation. So yeah, there's our flyer. Let's go back here and we will start opening this. I love this. This box is much nicer. It's still not perfect, like it got bent a little bit, but it is a much nicer box than the one that Condor Heroes came in. So I thank Kayou for that. Still not as nice as the boxes that Journey to the West and Romance, Story of the Stone, Romance of the Red Mansion. Sorry, Story of the Red Mansion and Journey to the West. They come in a much nicer box than this, but I guess Kayou didn't want to continue that kind of printing. Beautiful though artwork here. You can see there's like just multiple layers of texture to the box. In the background here, this beautiful green and blue, and a very, very scary looking dragon there. But I swear he has control of that dragon. It's okay. That dragon's not going to eat him. Don't worry. And then on the back, we have the same kind of set listing down here, sort of telling you what all the different cards and counts that are in the set. These are regular, and these are going to be the serial cards, I would guess. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what that'll mean. Then we have our odds again there, and all your licensing information. Because again, this is a Kayou product. It is an officially licensed product. I like to talk about that because a lot of people, I mean, we were just talking about it again on the Discord, but a lot of people worry a lot about getting licensed products, and it can be very challenging sometimes out of China. It's getting a lot easier these days. Like China has kind of locked things down. It's still very, very easy to get bootleg stuff, but you'll know now. It's like pretty clear. If you're getting something from Card Fun, Kayou, Kakao, Shining Soul, like you're probably getting something licensed. Now the box design here is exactly the same one that we saw in Kayou's DC product. So if you, oh wow, this thing is like in a plastic cover. Oh wow, that's crazy. If you remember that DC set, which there's now a second one of those out. How do I open this? I am, what? Oh, okay. There's like a, okay, I got it. That was a lot harder than it should have been. There's a second one of those DC sets out, but yeah, those DC sets come in a box that looks just like this, and they have like a giant card in them. Let's see, how many packs? I guess it's not 18 packs, that's for sure. Looks like it is 10 packs. Okay, so we'll do half of this box today. Half there, and then I'll just save the other half. Again, just in case I can get one of the others, and I want to make sure I have something left to kind of show them all together, so I'll just save those. We'll still look at these 5 and those 5, and we'll also open up the hit pack today and see what's in there. Hopefully we can get a serial card. Although, you know, getting serialized cards from Kayou sets, very difficult. I don't think I've ever done it. I'm trying to think, have I ever? I don't think so. I don't think I ever have. No, I don't think so. If I have, I forgot. But yeah, I don't think so. I've gotten like serial Card Fun cards before, and that's really hard too, but at least I've gotten like 2 or 3 of those. But with Kayou, I don't think I've ever pulled a serialized card. So here we go. This is Jin Yong's Demi-Gods and Semi-Devils. And unfortunately, I don't know the story of this one as well as I do Condor Heroes because I haven't read it. But we can at least look at the cards. And hopefully, hopefully somebody watching this will know the story and can kind of tell us a summary in the comments. Man, they're beautiful cards though. They really remind me of the artwork in Three Kingdoms, but it's like even better. Oh wow, that's amazing. I mean, I just opened some Magic the Gathering cards the other day, and you think like that's the best art in trading cards, but then like this is way better, right? That is amazing. Wow. It's almost like a canvas. Oh, it is. So it is just like the Three Kingdoms cards. I was gonna say it looks like the Three Kingdoms painting cards, but vertical. Those ones are horizontal. But they're just like this. They sort of have a nice painting on the front, and then on the back, it'll tell you like a little bit of the story of what's going on. And if you have the full set, you kind of have the entire story. So that might be what we could get from these too. Amazing. I love the look of that though. And then here we have some sort of like location. Yeah, so this is like a map. If it's like Three Kingdoms, this will make like a puzzle map of the story of the novel. And yeah, I don't know if you know what this is, let me know in the comments because I'm always interested to meet other people who kind of, follow this sort of stuff. I don't follow it a lot, but even a little bit. It's just such a unique um, genre that I just I'm always shocked that like it's not more popular in the West because it seems built for us. I mean, we watch, all the superhero Avengers movies with Iron Man, shooting stuff out of his hand and things like that, and Captain America with his fancy shield, and it's not that different if you think about it. If you think about it abstractly, like it's not that different from what's being written about in these Wuxia stories, and the kinds of powers that they have, and the things that they do, and the people they save, and all that kind of stuff. It's really, not that different. And I feel like the West is kind of like missing out by not following these stories or not having these stories as part of our culture too. Nice. These are very like these map ones are very nice. And all the cards are beautiful. Um, but yeah, those and those I think are my favorites so far. I don't have a chase that I'm looking for in this set. This one I got kind of just because I had the opportunity, and like I said, they're kind of hard to find usually, so I jumped on it. With Condor Heroes, I've actually bought, a couple of different boxes because I'm searching for a Shark Rider card. I'm kind of obsessed with the idea of getting a old man riding a shark card. I mean, it looks like a planeswalker, right? I mean, that could be Tamo from Magic the Gathering. It looks just like it. Or Tamio, I think is the name. There's our monk. Another beautiful location here. Some sort of orchard on a mountainside. I remember when that Crouching Tiger movie came out, everyone kind of made fun of, how they would fly through the air. It didn't look real and stuff. But it wasn't supposed to look real, right? They're supposed to be supernatural powers. And so, it's meant to look supernatural. The way that, Iron Man floats with his hands and his boots, right? With the rockets and stuff. Like we explain that or try to explain that scientifically, but the physics of it doesn't really make any sense if you think about it. And so in a lot of ways, like Iron Man flying around and being all stable and stuff, uh, doesn't make that much sense either. So it's just that to our Western minds, the idea of technology doing that is somehow sensible or something that we can like accept, or more easily accept, I guess. Whereas when people just float through the air magically, it's harder for us to accept that for some reason. Like we need to have them have rockets in their boots. If they had rockets in their boots, it would make sense, right? That's how it is. That's weird, right? Think about that. Why is that? Sorry, I don't mean to get all too philosophical there, but it's the kind of stuff I'm always thinking about. Like, why do these different cultures think of things in different ways, and how, like, how can we bring that across and sort of show how it's all sort of the same? These cards with the writing must be one of the higher tiers because we've gotten two of those from all 5 packs so far, and they have much better treatment on them than the rest. There you go. I mean, it just reminds you of a scene from, any martial arts movie, right? And these are the people like Jin Yong. These are the people who invented this genre. Like they were the first ones to write about it, or at least to make it, very popular and famous across China. So uh, it's important to. I mean, you can see they're paying great respect to them here. Okay, so let's clean this up a little bit. I want to leave some of these out though, because I mean, some of these cards look just insanely good. And so I want to make sure I can compare those. But at the same time, we do need to make room for the incoming cards from Condor Heroes. There we go. So these will be sort of our representative demigods cards. And then we'll open up some Condor Heroes here. Hey, Batman. That's my actual cat, Batman. Well, I mean, it's a picture of him, but it's not even a picture. It's like a drawing of Batman. It's not even a picture, sorry. But it looks just like him. He looks exactly like that. So this is Condor Heroes now. A bit of a, I don't want to say like, well, I mean, it's okay. Yeah, it's a simpler story, basically. It's not as complex, not as philosophically deep as demigods, and so it's a little bit easier, I think, to adapt and think about. But man, oh man, that is another. So this is clearly like the same type of card as this, right? But this one looks better to me. Like it looks much nicer, almost like they did like a glitter print on it. Very, very, like this is super nice. I'm gonna put that up there. And then we got, I guess we got two of the sort of painting type cards. This is great. Like I didn't realize that Kayou had sort of kept design language between the sets, but it makes sense because that would allow a collector who sort of had all four, right? Because Demi-Gods and Semi-Devils sort of stands on its own as this big epic novel, but Condor Heroes is actually part of a trilogy, and there's 3 different books. And I had heard that Kayou was going to make a set for all 3, and then there would be sort of the big 4 Wuxia novels, that's what those 4 novels are called, would all have a trading card set. And that would be incredible to have that full set. I mean, I'll never get it just because I've never even seen the other 2 sets for sale. But, obviously someone living in China could easily do that. And I think it would be well worth it and a ton of fun. Beautiful cards again here. And we have another. Oh, I'm going to need some more sleeves. Sorry. I always run out of sleeves mid-video. This video is also interesting because you'll be watching it the day that I'm flying back from my vacation in Canada. You'll be watching it, I think, on the 23rd of June, which I'm filming this on the 9th of June. So that's like a long time from now. And, with all the things going on in the world these days, that's like a long time, right? Like a lot of stuff could happen in 2 weeks. So I have no idea what the world is going to look like when you're actually watching this video. But I can tell you that right now it's not so bad. It's okay. Maybe it's all gone apocalyptic by then. I really don't know. I hope not. I hope not. You wouldn't probably be able to see the video if it was like a true apocalypse. So I hope at least YouTube can stay around. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I say that because I live in Los Angeles, and if you, I mean, I don't really watch the news a lot, but if you watch the news, there's some stuff going on here right now. Ooh, we got another one of those. So this isn't the cool. I mean, this is cool, nice horse. This is the really good looking one here. And that guy's almost doing like a Super Street Fighter, you know, power move where he moves through his shadows. And that's exactly the kind of thing that would happen in those novels. It's like exactly the sort of thing that would happen too. So, and in that universe, it would make total sense, right? You have to kind of suspend belief. It's again, it's like I hate to keep making the superhero analogy, but it really is like exactly the same. It's not that different. And in fact, like the Rama 3000 one that I'm talking about from India again, which I'm so sorry if you don't know what that is, but that also very similar to Avengers in the way, in the storyline, in the way that characters have superpowers and can do superpowered things. It's just the source of their power is different. Instead of it being technology, it's, you know, some form of well, mythical beings in Rama's case, but mythical is not the right word. Gods, basically. And in this case, it's people who've found magic, or somehow the universe supports, you know, some form of magical superpower. I think like I didn't really I feel bad for saying this, but I didn't really like the Game of Thrones. I couldn't read it and I didn't watch the shows. So I don't know a whole lot about it, but I think there's some of that in there too, right? Like at least some of it. I don't know. Maybe there's not. But there's dragons at least, right? I remember seeing in the ads on TV big dragons breathing fire and stuff. So I think at least that element of magic and stuff exists in that universe. So it's like, yeah, what I'm trying to say is like you can't really say that it's not okay to do that in this novel, but it is okay to do it in ours. This must be something kind of special here, because it's got like a red border. I hadn't seen a red border before. Although there isn't any serial number on it. So we've never pulled a serialized card, but I guess that pack is where it would be if we have one. Another beautiful painting card here. And then one more location. Awesome set. I'm just, yeah, I love the art on these. I love the lore of it. I love the martial arts. I love the fighting. Like it's just fun, right? Even though it's not like legitimate kung fu or anything like that, because you can't actually fly through the air. It's still pretty cool to watch, I think, and I always enjoy a good Wuxia movie. Any of them really, even a bad one, I kind of enjoy because they can still be pretty funny, right? As long as there's somebody who gets drunk and fights, that always makes them better. And that happens in every single one. So I'm joking, a little bit joking. Here we go. Oh, we got the monk himself. That is, wow, that is a stunning card. I mean, the motion of this thing is insane to look at. Clearly, it's meant to be part of a panel, because I'm guessing his opponent would be on the other side. Beautiful card, though. Absolutely gorgeous. Wow. Well, I hope I haven't butchered this too much. I hope maybe you learned something. If nothing else, hopefully you were intrigued enough to go and look some of this stuff up and learn about it for yourself, because that's really the point of the video. I'm not really the best messenger for this. I fully admit that, but I'm gonna try anyway because nobody else is, right? So I'm gonna try. And if you can teach me more about this in the comments, I would love that, or on our Discord server. Come tell me all about it, because I'm intrigued and I want to learn as much as I can. And if you this is just a call to action. But if you know of a Rama 3000 trading card set, even if it's only in India or something, let me know because I would be like super interested in getting that. I don't want to say at any cost, but let's just say I would pay a lot of money to get that. So I would try pretty hard to get that if it was possible. I don't know that it exists, but for now, I think we've seen some beautiful cards here today. We've learned a little bit about a genre of work that maybe we've never heard of before, and it can be kind of interesting to see that. And Kayou, of course, stunning cards. So I think that's where we'll leave it. After this, like I said, I'm recording this on June 9th, but I'll be back by the time you watch this. So the next video after this will be something I've recorded like 2 weeks from now. So I'll be a lot older. I'll be a lot wiser. I'll have learned a lot of things. I'm just kidding. Nothing will have changed. It'll be exactly the same, but it'll be fun. Okay, but until then, I'm going to say goodbye and hope you have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.